gonna have to equal your head bobs from last night. You got the. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You actually bob your head like like your head bobs off your body.
Welcome to the Pivot.
Episode 6. NFL Week Season 5, Take 2. By the way, this takes. Thank you guys who jumped on the first one here, but this is our second try at this today. We're going to hope that it lasts a little longer. But we are the Pivot. As I said, this is episode 6. We are brought to you by
Vastbank.
I love that.
Is that showing up?
I love it.
Yeah.
Is it hitting the camera? Okay. We are executively produced by Toby Biocchini, and we are here live from Crybaby Hills Studio, and we are breaking down the NFL slate for you all this week.
He's on his way to town.
Yes, Toby is on his way with dog in hand. So
Hopefully we get through this so none of us get our walking papers after the show.
we didn't mention this in the first attempt, but this is Juice and I's 30th year reunion Take 2.
Wow.
So it's actually 31 years. But anyway, Juice, how you doing?
31? What do you mean?
I failed to mention that we in our midst we have the number 2 ranked player in the Nebraska, Missouri, Kansas, Iowa region for I think
Mixed
45 through 50 mixed doubles.
No, not 40. No, dude. No.
Oh,
This is just.
I'm adding things now.
This is 18 and up, dude. This is adults.
Wow, so just adults, men.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like
Anyway,
mixed doubles.
Congrats. We need some of that success to transition over to the show.
Yeah.
Everything's working. It's gonna move the camera.
Okay, that made me nervous. When Jared stands up, bad things are happening. Oh, thank you. Anyway, hindsight 2020 is that we were terrible. We did a little pivoting off the show lineup we built for y'all due to some weather concerns. Hurricane,
Ian, yeah.
caused some issues. Anyway, we transitioned over to 0 points, basically. So
I wish Ian would have made a stop in Atlanta so we would have gotten off
yeah,
that
so
game.
we should just take it out the Mercedes. Anyway, we were on Mariota stack. It was not good. I think I played Mariota stack. I think Juice played a Mariota stack. I beat the show team by a quarter point to finish second to last.
With the Mariota stack? Did you have that in the cash?
I had to also, but I played Cup, so we Cup got me.
I would have done it all over again. Honestly. I mean.
I would have transitioned from that game.
Well.
I mean, there was 30, 45-mile gusts. It was.
Oh, no. I'm saying that I would have played Atlanta all over again, that game. It
seemed like a good
It
spot.
was ripe for goodness, but it just didn't pan out. So.
I did have some Detroit, Seattle stacks that didn't get played as much that would have fared much better. Anyway, we're bringing up Rays League standings. We're kind of at.
Do we have to?
We won't even talk about it.
So I don't even want
We'll
to look
mention
at
that
it.
Toby
right
Biocchini is standing tall at third, and I think Gardy is up there somewhere, but the rest of us are fighting. Heckenkamp, one of our former guests, missed out by winning Rays League by a quarter of a point. We should mention that. He got caught in the Tom Brady, Mike Evans fiasco.
Devontae Adams.
It was anyway, moving on. So, any other hindsight 2020 other than we were terrible? Our lineups were not good, and we hope to do better. We have now 14 weeks left, so we got
14 weeks left. It's
plenty
not
of time.
Yeah,
Plenty
not the
early,
first time
early
we've been in
day.
this spot.
Yeah, we have put I think this is the third time in 3 seasons that we've been in this spot.
Yeah, we've still finished strong.
Juice, you got any hindsight before we move on from last week?
I mean, I just feel like this year has been brutal. Like, just scoring in general is down.
We can't see chat and anything.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there.
Oh,
it's right there. We'll be back. We're good.
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we ready to move on to this week?
Yeah, let's do that.
This week we got a 12 in Raisley. We got a 14 game slate, I believe, and we'll transition over to. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. This is the 50 cent piece portion of the show. This is where we discuss what games are likely to go over 50, whichever ones Vegas thinks are going over, which ones we think are going over. And we discuss where we'll start building our lineups from.
And this is the segment where I tell you should get on a game that nobody else is on.
Yeah, that's usually your favorite.
You know what? I'm gonna let you say it, but I think I'm gonna make a prediction here after he's done.
Which game he'll predict is going to be over 50?
I think it's gonna be the lowest point total of the week.
All right.
What's your 50 cent piece? I don't think there's many, but in Rays League, Kansas City, Vegas, I think it's definitely 50 cents.
I was gonna say if you're going on the main slate, there's not a 50-cent piece.
Not even what. So we have to add in the Sunday night and
Yes.
the Monday night game. So it's probably both those games, the Sunday night and the Monday night.
49.
Well, I let him get. Well, I wanted to hear what terrible guess he was
Yes.
going to have.
I think it's Detroit, New England.
New England. I'm going to quit laughing because usually these games do well. But is that a 42-point total?
It's actually not a horrible guess. It's 45.5.
But that's all. Oh,
That game's going to be full offense, no defense.
You think New England? Where's New England going to get the
Anybody
offense?
can score in Detroit. It doesn't matter.
You know that Bailey Zappi is the quarterback.
That doesn't matter.
He
It's Detroit.
killed it at Western Kentucky. I just want that.
And
said.
actually, his little bit of time
Sneaky
he had
good,
in it,
Bailey
yeah,
Zappi.
he was not terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a small sample size, but I still,
I've got some lineups with Bailey Zappia in them.
yeah, I would not argue against it.
Anyway, so 50-cent pieces has become a really short segment with this new and improved NFL, right?
Again, that's what I'm saying. Like it's been very low scoring.
Where's Baltimore Buffalo in this? Oh no, they don't play. Baltimore plays Cincinnati. Where is that
That's
one?
a Sunday night game.
And that's over 50, right?
No,
Not over 50.
no, it's I believe it's 49, but let me double check.
So is Vegas, Kansas City not a 50-cent piece?
48. Bengals Ravens is 48. Eagles Cardinals is 49.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's in Arizona. The Eagles have looked good offensively.
What about Dallas, LA?
That is one of the earlier games, I believe.
325 start.
325. I'm sorry. Let's see. 43. We actually, I think this is worth mentioning. There is a game under 40 projected points.
Wow, I figured that's to be one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We
Jared
thought
was
we'd
gonna
get that
guess.
one off with Jared's guess. Hold on, let's see if we can find it real quick. Tennessee, Washington? No, I don't know. Tell me.
49ers Panthers.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
39 and a half.
Well, I mean,
I
when
don't know
you-
if I've seen a total that low.
I wonder what the and what's the spread? Do we know the spread?
Panthers are getting 6.5 at home.
So if it's 39, they're basically saying that the Panthers are going to score like 12 points.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot for them, right? Anyway, our lineups last week basically.
It was not a good explosion. It was a negative.
We need to find the new explosion. We need two explosions. That's the negative explosion. We need the positive explosion. We're gonna have to work on that for next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so 58-cent pieces. It's getting harder to figure out which of these games are. Do you have a game particularly? We heard Jared with the Detroit New England. He
Yeah.
likes that one over
I like
50.
it a lot.
I like. I think that the Baltimore Cincinnati game gets over 50, but we said that's one's pretty close, right? Anyway.
Yeah, I love that game.
I mean, we could build our whole lineup on Sunday night, Monday night. I think.
agree. I mean, I think you could. The last three games on the slate could be your whole lineup, basically.
All right.
Eagles, Cardinals, Bengals, Ravens, Raiders, Chiefs.
And if you add in Dallas, LA, because that's actually a really fast pace. The Rams and Dallas both play it very.
We actually forgot to go over the Millionaire Maker, and I feel like this is
Let's do that real quick. What? Oh, let me give you a nut, and then.
all right. So
Do you know who won the Millionaire Maker?
No, who won it?
It's a guy from Run Pure Sports, Hoop.
Hoop
2410.
2410.
Yeah, he won it. He's a great DFS player. One of the best.
Well, he won $1 million.
Yeah, he's really one of the best
Who did he
players.
fire at it?
So he had Geno Smith from the
Yeah.
Seattle Detroit game, Eckler,
Okay.
Jamal Williams,
Wow.
DK Metcalf, Lockett, Reynolds for Detroit, Hawkinson, that's obvious. Yeah,
I like
the
that
massive
double
game.
stack there.
And then Josh Jacobs and the Eagles.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs actually had a huge game against.
He got mentioned on the show.
He did
last
he did.
week.
He was one of the chalk plays.
Yeah.
We
that
played
one.
Hawkinson and Cash. I think we played Jamal Williams and Cash.
Yes.
Our Cash lineup was good.
150-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
That was a good day for what won Rays League last week.
Rays League. Let's see here. Go down here and find the one that I'm in last on. There it is. So he had Tom Brady, Eckler, Penny, Mike Evans, Dobbs for Green Bay, Diggs, who did not great, but he still won the Rays League. Njoku at a tight end, Herbert for Chicago, and then the Jags.
What was the point total on that?
He had 185 points.
Okay.
And he won by how many?
He won by a decent amount. Let's
Oh,
see
he
here.
did?
Like 8 points.
Oh, I thought it was a close one at the end. Heckenkamp coming second?
Heckenkamp won.
No, Heckenkamp.
Heckenkamp won.
No, oh, so what happened was the lineup that won did get put in the contest. It was one that got texted in, so he lost by a point.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
wow.
Chris won,
Oh,
the guy that has the Oilers helmet as his symbol.
I see. Okay.
A former winner of Rays League, I believe.
We do have a
overall.
question real quick.
Quickly.
Joker, if we answer this, you need to like and subscribe. to
Yep.
our
If you haven't
Yep.
already, Joker.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button.
Should
Thanks
I
for the
drop
question.
Corey Davis for Devin Duvernay, full PPR for a bench stat? I like Duvernay. I think that
Is he injured this week?
no, Duvernay's not injured.
Okay.
I like Duvernay better than Davis, but that's probably. What do you think, Juice?
I like Duvernay. I mean,
You like him better than Davis?
So this is
I would do that in my league.
he's getting targeted most every game. I mean,
Corey
Scores
Davis.
a lot too.
yeah.
That's what I was going to
Duvernay.
say is with this trade, Duvernay has a lot of fluky points and not a lot of opportunity to score more points. But Corey Davis, he gets a consistent target share every single game. So, I mean, they're both good, but if you want more opportunity, then I would go with Corey Davis.
Shout out to Christian who has joined the stream and the chat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, buddy.
Christian, another little tennis stud
He,
of his
he
own
loves
life.
he loves sports.
Well,
He's the number one seed in the tournament tomorrow.
Well, good luck, Christian.
Nice.
We need to get you some pivot gear to wear
Well
during
done,
the-
Christian.
during his tennis out.
But let's answer this. So Corey Davis has gotten 6, 5, and 4 targets so far. You got 10 in the first week, and Duvernay's gotten a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
Really? How many did you get last week?
He gets more red zone targets too, I think.
Let's look him up real quick. He's gotten 6, 5, 7, and 6.
Really?
Actually, no. I'm wrong. 5, 2, 2, and 4. So maybe Davis.
It
is
is.
Yeah,
playing.
so that's what I was thinking. There
Close.
was 2 weeks where he had a great fantasy day off of 2 targets.
Yeah.
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 That's going to be close. We'll be interested in tracking that. Okay, transitioning back. Where should we head here now? We should
Ownership.
talk about some chalk. This
Yep.
being a Friday show, we have a lot more information.
We
there.
do.
So
Yep,
that's our
we
advantage
do.
this week. is
Yeah.
that we got a day, 24 hours more advantage. So let's guess some chalk, Jared. I'm going to get the buttons ready.
Can I make a little prediction?
Yes, please
that
do.
we're going to suck at this?
You guys are going to do really well this week.
Oh, wow.
On ownership.
Ooh.
Here's why I think, because we have
It's chalky as chalky gets this week.
we're starting to get to the point of the season where we actually have data to look at.
Yep.
And I think people are starting to settle stuff in a little bit.
Sample
more.
size is much
Yes,
bigger now.
Yeah.
Okay, you start us out, Jared.
We're quarterback, right?
And I want you guys to think about the quarterbacks because they do make sense. Remember that the Sunday and Monday night game are not listed in the ownership percentages. So take those out.
Okay.
Gotcha. Jared, start us off. Quarterbacks. Who's the chalkiest quarterback this week?
I'm just double checking. I have an answer, but I just want to double check. I think.
We didn't ask your favorite quarterback this week.
I do think it's going to be Goff.
Wow. I'm going to go in the real world.
I was going to say, can I change my prediction?
I was going to hit the no button, but that one was so bad that I didn't even want to
so
like.
bad.
I'm going to say this right now. Goff
wish-
is going to outscore whoever it is that is
okay.
the number one.
That's different.
That's called Jared's favorite
Yeah.
pick of the week.
Okay, I'm
Can
just
we
saying.
bring the get high button back? please?
I'm just saying. Whoever the chalkiest quarterback is, Goff is going to be better than him.
Okay, that's a prediction. I think the chalkiest quarterback will realm in like Jalen Hurts playing Arizona.
He is top 3.
That's for me, not you.
Top 3. All right.
This is for you.
Where was Goff?
You deserve that. I waited on it. You're gonna get it though.
That's such an apropos. Where was Goff? He's
He's
1,
like-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's 15th.
15th.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Half the league.
He's
All
in
right.
the upper echelon.
upper half
All right.
of the league.
Cool.
Okay, let's switch over.
Hold on.
We
we
can talk-
need,
we
we
wanna
need
talk
to
about-
go through. So, like, number 1 is Tom Brady.
Okay.
Makes a little bit of sense. He's got his Godwin back. One of his offensive linemen's back. Trevor Lawrence
They play
is number
Atlanta.
2.
They play Atlanta.
They play Atlanta. Trevor Lawrence is
Ooh,
second.
that's who your usual guess is.
Yeah.
That's why you thought
Yeah,
he'd
he's
do
against
well.
Houston. I like Trevor Lawrence this week.
Jalen Hurts is third. Josh Allen fourth. Teddy Bridgewater fifth.
I like Bridgewater.
And Jameis Winston is sixth.
So no Cooper Rush or Cooper Rush isn't. I thought he might be popular this week.
Running backs.
Running back chalk. I'll let you go first again, Jared. Who do you think? I think I know the answer to this.
All right. Running back chalk. Is it going to be similar to last week? No, it's not. It's going to be James Robinson.
I mean, that's not a bad guess, I'd guess. No. Top 10? Low owned James Robinson this week.
No, he's not top 10.
Well, that's
I don't
that's
even know
the
if he's
thing.
top 20.
Okay. You mentioned this. I think Harris for New England.
He's up there.
Like,
1, 2, 3.
What about the other one, Stevenson?
That's what I was about to say is that they're both in the top 7.
Yeah.
So Ramondre and Damian are 5th and 7th, respectively.
okay.
I think that's interesting.
Can we play both this week?
I said earlier this might be a week where you
price
could.
points. I mean,
I think this game is worth talking about a little bit right now because Bailey Zappi is the starting quarterback.
we might have to do that again in honor of Bailey Zappi.
Yeah. That is the new holiday drink at Starbucks, I believe, the Bailey Zappi.
I just want to say Bailey Zappi lit up when he was with Western Kentucky. I mean, he was I bet so many times on that team. So he's capable.
I mean, so I guess where I wanted to go with this is that is Belichick just going to run the ball the whole game?
I mean, Harris to me, we're not there yet, but Harris to me is a lock and load. But then people can argue Stevenson might be the lock and load. So maybe Harris isn't a lock and load. He's a lock and load on my team. Let's
Okay.
just say that.
And I don't think Belichick's going to run the whole ball. They're playing Detroit, so they can literally do whatever they want, and they're going to score points.
You think Detroit's defense is that terrible?
It is that terrible. I watched.
Do we have any weather concerns in New England or
I don't
anything like
think
that?
so. I mean-
As someone who went to law school in New England,
Okay, let me ask you
this
this.
is the time of year that weather is
What do you
gonna-
think the line is on this game?
I think that I should know. Let me see.
I mean, I know I'm asking,
It's Detroit is getting like 4.5.
Patriots are favored by 3.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I would have thought the other way.
Yeah,
And Detroit's good. They're putting up points, but they're still having trouble winning games.
they are. It's similar to last year. And like I said, their defense is that bad.
Okay,
to
give
where-
us the top 5, rest of the top 5 of the running backs.
So Damian
Top 10.
Pierce is number 1.
Well, I mean, he's having a great. He's coming on,
Yep.
Brees Hall is number 2.
and he banged up. And
really?
there's some questionable
He's
tag.
got a questionable tag, but he's likely to
Because
play.
Carter, that makes Carter a big play if
Yeah.
Hall does sit.
Leonard Fournette, Uncle Lenny's third.
I think he's a good play this week. I have to figure out by myself. For some reason, I hate playing Tampa Bay players, and I hate playing people that play Tampa Bay. For
Why-
some reason, I just take them completely out of my
Yeah.
consideration.
Why is Fournette number 3? I mean, last week he had -3 yards.
Because he's playing Atlanta in a dome. And Brady.
And he was
Brady's
banged up.
getting Chris Godwin back. He's getting one of his offensive linemen back. They're getting healthier.
So who's 4 and 5? I'm curious.
Kamara is
Ugh.
fourth. No. He's 6,600 though. This is the cheapest I think we've ever
he's
seen.
Ezekiel
Kamara.
Elliott priced.
Then Ramondre Stevenson, and then Dalvin Cook, and then Damian Harris.
I've heard a lot of chatter on the other podcasts that I listen to that a lot of people think this is a Cook week.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
playing Chicago. Chicago's not good defensively.
See, that's another thing. I got to get these conceptions in my mind that these teams are still good defensively, that they're not. Like the Rams. I think of the Rams as being really good defensively, but they're against the pass, they're about the 32nd ranked team.
You bringing up Cook is actually I actually like that a lot. He's had a slow start to the season, and they're playing Chicago, and like
He
you
needs a
said,
get right game.
Chicago is a perfect team to get a get right game against. I don't hate the Dalvin Cook play at all.
My concern with him this year, it's like I feel like any play, his shoulder could get completely ripped out of its socket.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a tough play for me. All the top echelon running backs, it really has been a pay down at running back type of year.
Jeff Wilson got almost every single carry last week. I I mean,
He's somebody I've been trying to squeeze into lineups.
He got 18 carries last week against the Rams and did pretty well.
And he's 5,500, right?
He's 5,500.
5,500. He had 18 attempts last week.
Is he
74 yards and a touchdown.
Is he projecting to be highly owned?
He's like 9th, I think.
Okay.
Then Jamal Williams is 10th. Here, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this name.
Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Derrick Henry this week.
I can't love Derrick Henry any week right now.
What do you mean?
He's had 2 great weeks.
Yeah, I guess you could love Derrick Henry.
And he's playing Washington, I guess, is kind of good against the run, but he's the focal point on that offense.
There's some interesting choices over 7,000 this week at the running back position.
What I'll say about Derrick? I'm sorry to cut you off, Matt.
It's okay.
Derrick Henry, what he's been getting this last couple weeks is targets,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's had 5 and 6 targets the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think like Tennessee is finally doing what we've been saying on the show is they need to get him some dump passes and get him in open space and let him do his thing.
Real quick while we're here, let's talk about, I know this is the Guess the Chalk segment, but let's analyze a couple of things. Like I said, there's starting with Fournette. I'm going to exclude Swift since he's hurt, but we've got 6,900 Fournette, Mixon at 71, Cook at 73, Eckler at 78, Chubb at 8,000, and Henry at 8,200. Those are what I would call your upper echelon running backs this week.
Eckler too. Did you mention Eckler?
Yeah, 7,800 Eckler.
Yeah.
I keep playing Chubb, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I playing Chubb at 8,000 when Eckler's 7,800? Would you agree with that? Is Chubb playable this week at 8K?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
He's against the Chargers. He's been the most consistent running back so far this year.
He just, with Eckler, gets so many with the catches and the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eckler had a phenomenal week last
I've
week.
been
He was in the million.
doing a lot of analyzation of the Eckler v. Chubb, because they're playing each other. I don't want to play them both, and you can't afford to play them both.
What I'll say about Eckler, though, is like before this past week, he really has been a bust.
Right. I would
Eckler?
agree.
Yeah.
And he gets his in red zone carries just yanked from him all the time.
Yep, he really does. But
He's a hard play for me this year. Eckler's been a hard person to put in the lineup, where in years past I've played a ton of Eckler, but he used to be the 5,600 guy, the 6,000, right, that you could get 18 points out of. Anyway, do you guys like is Henry the best of the upper echelon this week?
I think Henry's definitely my favorite, but I want to say this about Eckler. Eckler, he has not been as good as he normally is, but he still hasn't scored less than 13 points. He hasn't gotten less than 7 targets in a week, and he's basically like a wide receiver at the running back position.
I agree. So if you were choosing between Henry, Chubb, or Eckler, who you picking?
I think this week I picked Henry.
What about you?
I don't know if I'm going to get any of them.
I know, but I'm saying if you had to pick one of the three, I'm kind of asking for myself here.
I think, I just like what Henry's been doing the last couple weeks. The guy's getting in the passing game.
I like Chubb this week for some reason. I just think he's going to have a big week.
I think I like Hunt as a pivot to Chubb this week.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's another common play I've heard this week so far in my listenings.
So here's the stats for Henry the last 2 weeks. He hasn't gotten less than 20 attempts at running, and then he hasn't gotten less than 5 targets.
It's a tough decision
And
between.
Washington is not going to stop.
I like the Washington playbacks too. If I'm playing Henry, I like being able to play Samuel or McLaren this week. Looks like Dotson might be out, so I kind of take some targets and shifts them to the other guys. Anyway, let's transition to wide receiver. Guessing the chalk on the wide receiver. Man, this is tough every week.
I don't think you guys are going to get him.
Yeah. Let's see who the high scoring games are. Tampa Bay. Jared, you got a guess lined up there?
I have a guess, but I don't have any confidence in my guesses anymore. I'm going to go with Christian Kirk against Houston.
I love that you pick players that you love.
Yep.
That's your brand. I'm going to go. I really don't.
Juice
know.
didn't even respond to me, so it must.
Yeah, I'm guessing that one. I figured that wasn't in the top 5.
You had this.
I think we all knew that wasn't in the top 5. It just went on. I'm going to go Mike Evans. I don't know why.
I want to laugh because Jared has this ability to pick like.
Hold on, wait. Let's all laugh.
Okay. So, I don't think Christian Kirk's a bad pick.
But he has a brand, right? Jared has a brand.
He has a brand.
And it's like I love that you're stick to it.
I'm going to start making sure I know if my picks are better than the most chalkiest
But
pick.
you
every
do
week.
realize that's not the game we're playing.
I
right?
understand, but then people will take me maybe a little bit more seriously if they see that
You might
Jared's
start
pick is better
affecting
than
the
chalk.
ownership. of it.
Actually, Jared, I have to apologize. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What?
There's something off right here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think I've got it
I
figured
think He's going to break some news here.
Well, I refreshed something, and then all of a sudden Christian Kirk went to number 1.
What?
But hold on.
Wait. What?
But then I refreshed it again, and now it's like he's not available. Is he hurt or something?
No, he doesn't have a questionable tag on here unless it's like breaking news that happened
I
in the
think
last
that
10
Jared
minutes.
did literally him saying that's his pick of the week just cause a shockwave into the industry.
Oh no.
Like just
This is all-
send it flying down the rankings. Like,
He is an industry shaker. I don't know. Something's off on his projections, but I think he's up there.
okay.
Good.
Kirk's not a bad guess.
Yeah,
Now,
he's-
if you want to feel it.
Playing Houston.
Yeah, it's a
And he
good
gets
guess.
the targets.
But it's tough because I think you're going to say at some point when we start building a lineup that you like Robinson a lot this week.
And
right?
I'm surprised that another guy on your brand is from Jacksonville. I feel like Jacksonville's.
Did I ever
your team.
guess, by the way? I
No,
guessed
you didn't.
Evans. I guess Mike Evans.
He's up there. He's
Yay.
6th.
I did some correlating there with the Tom Brady being number 1. So who is number 1? Give us the top 5.
Chris Olave.
Oh,
Okay.
I like him this week.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, good matchup for all.
Seattle has shown they are horrible.
Yep.
Good job on the
defensively.
pronunciation of that name. I've heard some industry people calling him by all kinds of things. People get it right.
Yeah,
like,
it's
come
Chris
on.
Olave. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's not
He
a
looks
difficult
good.
name.
I like him.
Chris Godwin is 2nd.
Okay, so another Tampa receiver. That makes sense.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp is 3rd.
That's my guy.
Tyler Lockett's 4th.
I like Tyler.
Cooler Cup will be in my lineup again this week.
Cooler Cup.
Cooler Cup.
I like that name,
I like
actually.
Cooler Cup.
I like
is
Cooler
cooler.
Cup.
That's his younger brother.
Yeah.
He's a little bit better.
Yeah, Cooper Cup's out. They're bringing in Cooler Cup this week.
Drake London, Mike Evans.
God, we're all struggling with the allergies.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Tight end.
Let's do it.
We have a question if we want to
quickly.
put it in between.
Thank you for coming back. That might be Julio's kid.
No, there's one
Trade
under that.
Henry for Josh Jacobs and Mike. I'm guessing Evans is Mike Evans PPR. Man, you guys. I give our listeners credit. They come up with good trades. These aren't BS trades. I like Julio's idea. You always want the best player on your team, so I'm sticking with Henry.
Wait, say it again. I can't see it. What's
It's
the?
Henry for Josh Jacobs and Evans in a PPR.
You almost can't say no to that, but
I don't know.
Golly.
That's
Jacobs
a hard
is great
one.
value.
But remember to like and subscribe as we answer
Yeah.
the question.
Yes, that's
what I will
Bronco play. Is that who that is?
I want to say something about this trade. So he says PPR. If this were last year, I would say no immediately because Henry's not a PPR guy.
Right.
But
He's
now
getting
he's
those-
getting,
he's
now
getting
he's
those
getting
targets,
catches. You know, so
Let's talk about Josh Jacobs' production real quick.
he's been a stud.
Yeah, and great price on him this week.
So hasn't he only been a stud for 1 week?
I
No.
don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, he's got 8 points week 1, 9 points week 2, 14 points week 3, and then nearly 40 this past week.
Sounds consistent.
But I mean, he's like 50-something hundred too.
Yes.
So you got to factor
Yes,
that
that's
in.
but not for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this week, yeah,
give
it's
us your
attractive.
verdict. Does he trade Henry for Jacobs and Evans? I say no. Keep Henry unless your receivers.
It depends
unless you're
on-
really struggling at receiver.
That's what I was gonna say. Is if you are struggling at receiver, I would do it. But if your receivers are pretty good, then I would keep Henry.
I think for some reason I think there's a Tampa implosion coming.
Implosion or explosion?
Implosion, meaning I think that they're not a playoff team this year,
Yeah, I would agree with you.
but they're in first. right now in their
I'm
division.
on the other end of the spectrum. I think they are.
We get the last hurrah at Brady.
I think now that he's gotten rid of Giselle,
This is.
I guess that's true. He was in his head
now
with
we're
the
giving
whole
takes here.
Yeah.
Hold on, let Julio finish the Giselle take so we
All
can
right,
short
yeah,
this
let me
one.
hear it.
Julio breaks down Tom Brady.
I mean,
Hold
now
on.
that- now
Julio
that-
breaks down Tom Brady going.
now that he's gotten rid of Giselle, he's getting his lineman back, his receiving core back. I think there's going to have a little resurgence in Tampa Bay
Okay.
offensively.
Yeah, he's getting out of his head.
So
I guess
Matt's
that's
saying
done.
implosion. Juice is saying explosion. So we'll see what happens. We'll follow. the
Real
Tampa
quick, because I
Sockets
know this
get
is
it.
important. Who has more net worth, Giselle or Tom?
I've heard Giselle.
Yeah,
but
I've
I
heard
can't,
Giselle too.
Is that with the $300 million contract that they?
Not the upcoming one.
Okay.
But she's worth, I think, $600
Yeah,
million,
now
and
he's
he's
about
worth
to
like
add-
250.
But he's about to add 300
Yeah.
to it. So
Also, does that mean if he got rid of Giselle, does that mean we have like 2 more years of?
Does
Tom
he
Brady?
get alimony, Matt?
he would be in line for some maintenance, as we call it in Oklahoma. Yes.
Wow. What a life this guy
Yeah,
leads.
what a
He
life.
would have to argue need, and I don't think he's going to get there on
Yeah,
need.
that's probably.
If
he's
he has the
getting-
need to keep his lifestyle and the same lifestyle he's accustomed, he could argue that.
Do we have a
certainly-
prediction on who he's going to date after Giselle?
No. Oh wow, it could be anybody.
Who's whoever you had that picture? That's who
Oh.
it is.
Oh, Carlos Zampano's daughter.
maybe. Oh wow. That's good.
So you heard it here first. Jared has predicted that Carlos Zampano, for those of you know him,
Anyways, I wanted to
daughter
ask.
will be Tom Brady's.
She looks like a
next-
lovely young lady,
Yes,
Carlos.
Carlos.
Uh,
Who's also a lawyer.
Tom Brady's not retiring if he's getting divorced, right?
I would guess not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right,
let's
we'll move on.
transition over. So we didn't do tight ends.
we did not do tight ends.
Okay, I'm gonna say the most common is what's his name for Detroit.
Hawkinson.
Thank you.
Nope.
Okay, well that's my guess.
He's 10th, I think.
That's not bad. I bet I beat Jared.
10th.
Do you want to do $20 that I beat you on your guess?
No.
10th is better than whatever you guess.
I don't want to do that. I've been losing too much. I'm gonna go with.
Because there's some layups you could have just put in there. I think.
I'm gonna go with Higbee because he had 17 targets last
Higbee's a
week.
good guess, actually. I think he's a great player.
He's
this week.
number 1, Jared.
Nice.
Oh wow! Oh wow! I don't
Boom.
even know what to press.
Boom.
We need a new button when Jared gets that. I mean, that's just.
There is a big injury in the tight end ranks this week.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts is out,
Yes, we just
He
that
is.
was breaking right before showtime.
Yeah.
That Kyle Pitts will not be playing.
which is interesting because he was number 2 before the injury.
So
Really?
we just need to go. My most owned players, high stakes leagues. Most owned players. We should just go through them because that will be. We can figure out who's going to be injured next. Because it's just one after the other, after the other. So St. Brown back this week. I know we're not on topic.
So there's a chance he is, but there's also a chance they just hold him out and wait until after.
I think
the
they have a
to bring
bye
him back.
next week,
Yeah.
so it would make sense for them to hold out Swift and
Yeah.
St. Brown.
Well,
and
let's
get
do
him back.
this. As we talk about that, let's transition over to building our team, right? As you guys know, we're in Ray's League. That's a Sunday, Monday slate lineup that we're building for you.
I just have to pee.
Oh, whoa, Jared, mid-show P here. That's wow. He must.
This is like the DK Metcalf.
I'm glad he's
pick.
not an IndyCar driver.
Did you
or
hear about
anything.
DK Metcalf?
What about
He
DK?
got carted off because he had to go to the number 2.
Yeah, I don't. This is, I think, might be a first. Mid-show P might be the first on this. Well, Juice, how are you doing on?
I don't have to pee.
You don't have to pee.
No.
So filibustering here as we can literally hear Jared P.
Let's go over your top stacks while we're waiting.
My favorite stack of the week. So after my last week's performance, where I barely beat the show team myself by a quarter of a point to get second to last, I said that I was going to pay up for quarterback. But as I build my stacks, Cooper Rush, Lamb, running it back with Cup has been what I've been playing. I think Cup is going to go off this week. I think he's the biggest layup on the slate. I need those 30 points.
He's been nothing short of amazing. This
Now, when I
year.
don't use Lamb because Lamb is working a questionable tag, I've been running it back with Schultz. And that's just because he is just dirt cheap. And I feel like they're going to start working him in the offense more.
I mean,
But he has done nothing all
he's
year.
done nothing.
Literally nothing.
Like he had 0 catches, 3 targets last week
Welcome back, Jared.
for 0.00 points.
Thank you.
We were
Sorry.
talking about my favorite stack. I was telling Juice that I try to do things differently as I built, but I keep going back to Cooper Rush, CD Lamb, Cooper Cup. So that we call that the Cooper stack, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Cooper stack, and so I guess it's Dallas versus Rams, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
High pace game. I don't know. That's a very expensive. It's not that expensive adding Rush in there, but otherwise it's pretty expensive.
So I really like playing Cup this week.
But before we get to my favorite stack, is there anybody we got to lock into the lineup this week? Do we? I don't particularly have anybody I think is a must play. I think Cup's a good play, but at the price tag he's at, I don't think he's a must play. By any
Right.
means.
Yeah, I mean he's probably be a good cash play,
Right. I
This
think
week.
yes, definitely.
right?
I agree. What about you? You got a must play for this
So
week?
I really like either Damian Harris or Stephenson. I think if I'm saying his name, Stevenson for
I
New
like
England.
Harris too. I'm afraid he's going to be grossly over-owned in Rays League.
Just seeing what Penny was able to do to them last week made me feel like from going
agree.
forward,
And Harris is due.
you can feel comfortable playing any running back against that defense, Detroit.
Harris is known for his multiple touchdown games, and I think this could easily be one of them.
Yeah.
It's just Stevenson. They're both such good backs that if
They're $100 difference. They both get the same opportunity. I mean, I'd almost say you could play them both for the price. They're $5,600 and $5,500.
So we're not going to do that.
We won't do that. But I'm saying, like, if you wanted to do that, I wouldn't argue.
Jared
against
supports you playing both
it. Yeah.
New England running backs this week. If the Millionaire Maker has both New England running backs there,
Jared's gonna have $1 million.
I will. I
I'm
will.
definitely gonna do one of those.
I don't know what I'll do, but I'll congratulate you, Jared. I like Harris too, but what do you think, Juice?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a locked and load on anybody this week.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
So if we don't, then let's transition. Jared, let's tell us your favorite stack. I talked about what I was liking. What are you thinking is your favorite stack? If we're not locking anybody in, we can just build around it.
So as I've said, I like Jared Goff.
Okay.
And I want to play Hawkinson against New England. And if St. Brown is not playing, I'll play whatever wide receiver is the number one in Detroit, because it doesn't matter, because they're going to get that many
It does
opportunities.
matter.
So Josh Reynolds was the number one this past week. He was in the Millionaire Maker.
Right.
And they're going to have so many opportunities because the defenses are bad. It's going to be in my opinion, a very hot.
I think Reynolds is healthy, and I think he's definitely the number one if St. Brown's out.
So if Reynolds is healthy, I would play Reynolds for $4,900 and Hawkinson for $4,900.
So both of them running
Yeah.
it back with
And then I'd run it back with one of the running backs.
either Harris or.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you think, Juice?
I like it. I mean, I think that's certainly a route you can go. I have my concern with this game is that New England's going to run.
Let me ask Jared a question. Have you been building most of your lineups with the main slate choices? Have you factored in the Sunday game or the Monday game in your decisions at all?
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at all the games, and my favorite one is this one.
There's just so many points in that Sunday game and the Monday game, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Sunday, just so everybody knows, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Monday is Raiders at Chiefs, correct? Or Chiefs
Yes.
at Raiders?
and with this stack, it's
Raiders
a cheap
at
stack,
Chiefs.
Raiders at Chiefs.
so you
Yeah.
can still get whatever you want.
I don't
from those
hate your
games as
stack
well.
at all. I just didn't know if you. I know that when I build lineups, first I start building main lineups, and then I have to switch over to Sunday, Monday. And I know sometimes when I don't switch over, I forget about those games. So I was just
Yeah.
making sure you'd, in your mind, factored in those two high-scoring affairs.
Yeah,
Because I think that's a good main slate.
I might
play.
use a what are the things that I get? A veto or a.
I think we called them producer insertions.
So I did a
but-
producer insertion this last
I
week.
love it when Jared inserts.
Yeah, I did my insertion this last week, but then it got moved off
Right.
because I wanted to do Trevor Lawrence.
So
and
you're
we went with-
arguing that we still have three?
Yeah,
we
I still have
we
three.
got a question from
Oh.
Jason. Flex this week. I'm assuming it's Wilson from the
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson from the
Singletary,
Niners.
and Dobbs is what I was seeing.
I love Jeff Wilson this week.
And thank you, Jason, by the way,
Yeah.
for the compliment.
Like to subscribe if you can for us.
Loves what we were doing. Awesome. Thanks, Jason.
I like all those plays. Well, I like all three of those plays. I like Wilson a lot to crush this week. I like Singletary as a. I think he's getting more and more usage.
And so
They're
is
just not-
Dobbs.
They're just not running
And
the
so is
ball.
Dobbs.
Buffalo, there's not running the ball this year.
But they throw it to him a lot.
Yeah, they have.
I would say Dobbs or Wilson. I think who does Green Bay have? They have they're in They're in England. They're in London.
Yeah.
I play Wilson this week. I think Wilson, like Juice said, he got every carry last week.
I agree.
Yeah, I would do
like
Wilson. It's a yeah.
And thank you again for the.
Yeah.
I hope
Please
you-
like and subscribe, Jason, if you haven't
Yeah,
already.
but
Yeah.
good question, and let us know how you do next week.
So anyways, I think I want to do my insertion. I want to
Uh-huh.
insert my stack into this lineup this week.
Wow. So your stack was
Goff, Josh Reynolds, and Hawkinson, which gives us a lot of money in every other spot.
and we can argue whether we have to double stack this later, right? At
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It doesn't. We don't have to do it, but I feel very strongly about it.
Okay. I like the how do we spell Hawkinson here? Why do we
HOCK.
It's a lot of players to be inserting. I mean, you just gave us 4 players.
When
Three
Jared
players.
inserts, he goes all the way.
And so we're running that back with Harris.
There's no just a tip here. I'm all the way in.
He's full insertion.
I assume, do you like Harris better than Stevenson?
I mean, it's hard. I could do either. It's a toss-up for me.
Juice, what do you think about all this? All this insertion. I don't know that I love this game as much as Jared does.
I'm
understand.
going a completely different route myself.
It's fine.
But
Do you want to at least hear what Juice wants to do?
Of course I do.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to clear that out. We know Jared's strong likes that game. I just don't. I think New England's going to take a lot of the air out of the ball. I think
that's exactly what
you know what I
think
mean.
so.
I think they're going to try to keep Detroit's defense often standing on the sideline.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson back and forth.
You see what I'm saying? I think so. That
I
makes
hear
it hard.
that, but they haven't really been very good at that this year.
Yeah, they do have their defense
But I mean,
is bad.
but Detroit's defense is bad. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the run, so to speak. I
I'm
think
not
Zappy's
vetoing
good
it.
enough to like keep him honest, but I think they're just going to run the ball. I don't
Let's hear what Juice has to say,
Yeah, of
and we'll
course.
come back to it. I don't mind that game. I don't mind that game. Like I said, I think that's a great main slate play. But I just think we have two games, Sunday and Monday. I'm guessing Juice is going to be on one of those, right?
I am.
Which one? Tell us which one. Juice.
Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that game is going to blow up. Don't you? Like? have
Yeah,
you
of
seen
course,
that?
it's a good game.
Have you seen the? Let's go through the history of Cincinnati, Baltimore. Like, what did they do last year when they played each other?
I think they went off.
I think there was like a 45-35. I think there was like, I think there were some games where they broke the slate.
What is
That's the game I like too, by the way.
what is Baltimore's weakness on defense this year?
Pass defense.
They're
Miami.
getting shredded.
Yeah,
by
Miami showed them in the
everybody.
fourth quarter that they couldn't guard anybody.
We know that Joe Burrow, when they have a game they can throw the ball, he can throw it 50, 55 times.
So the
in a
thing
game.
what I've noticed in watching Joe Burrow play is if he has any time, he's
Yeah.
going to find somebody open. So how would that look? We're looking at
So the last two games, Baltimore against the Bengals have scored 41 points against the Ravens, and they've both been a 50-cent piece.
okay.
So the Bengals know how to beat the Ravens.
They do lately, and it's been high scoring. It seems like the last few years. To me, that's where it looks like but I've been wrong. So do we like Jackson or do we like Burrow's side?
I like Burrow.
Yeah, you gotta go. They scored 41 points against the Ravens 2 times in a row. The last two times.
I like Burrow because he's $2,000 cheaper than Lamar.
Right.
I mean, I'm doing like a double stack with Burrow, Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Because I think T. Higgins is banged up. There's a possibility that he doesn't play.
Which means Chase is a must play.
Almost a lock in that scenario.
Yeah.
And then
If Higgins is out, you'd agree that Jamar Chase would.
Yeah.
Jared,
So Chase and you said Boyd. Is that what you said?
yes,
you like Boyd too?
yeah,
Oh wow, I think Hurst isn't bad.
yep. And then I would run it back with our boy Devin Duvernay,
He's so cheap.
and Bateman might not play.
Oh yeah, he was questionable.
Yeah, he wasn't at practice yesterday or today. So
I mean, if that's true, I love Duvernay.
I mean, he's 4,400.
Yeah.
This is a very cheap game stack.
It really is.
All things considered.
It's going to leave us some maneuvering on some other games.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody that I didn't mention as a lock and load that I'm trying to fit in a lot of lineups other than Harris is Josh Jacobs.
It's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with his last week in Kansas City, isn't
Kitty
great
Smith.
against the run.
Um,
But do you feel like Kansas City might get turn the game script against his favor?
no, because he definitely. I mean, I think Vegas has a chance in this game, and if they're going to have a chance, Jacobs has to have a big game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did get a few targets.
Yeah, he had 6 targets.
Yeah. I mean, actually, last 2 games he's gotten 5 and 6 targets. So
Can we
they're
run it?
working him into the passing game a little bit.
Then I would run it back with Kelsey too. By the way,
Yeah, for sure.
we just have enough money
If St. Brown and Swift are out, I think we got to go with Hawkinson.
with Hawkinson.
Yeah, he's 4,900.
I like it. I won't argue.
I got to get something. I
No,
got to
no,
get
no.
something. in
Hey,
there.
I like it. We can always play Kelsey at the flex if we want to.
That's true. We could totally do that.
Let's go to defense, and then we'll go from there. So far, right now, but Hawkinson is questionable himself.
He was questionable last week as well.
Okay.
So if he doesn't suit up, then obviously
So I've got Burrow, Jacobs, Boyd, Chase, Duvernay, and Hawkinson so far. You like it so far, Juice?
Can you repeat that?
Burrow, Jacobs, Boyd, Chase, Duvernay, and Hawkinson. I can take Jacobs out. I just kind of had him in there for fun. Let's go before we start doing running backs. Let's talk about defense. Do we have like we said, season 1 of the Pivot, we were notorious for the cheap defense. I think we got most of our subscriptions based off giving people cheap defenses. Do we got a cheap defense we love?
I have one.
What's yours, Jared? We'll wait for Juice's.
I don't have one yet, so let's listen to Juice's.
Juice, what is yours? I don't have one I like.
I like Seattle.
You do like Seattle?
I think Jameis is just prime for a pick six.
And they're cheap.
They're cheap, and I mean, I kind of want to run it back with Penny myself.
Right, play Penny.
But we don't have to. I mean, it's just.
I like Penny.
I do too. He's 5,300 this week.
In a way, it almost feels like we're point chasing a little bit, but
yeah.
But dude, I just like Penny. Like Seattle's offense is good. I mean, they look good.
If we put this lineup, I think is coming together really well. We got Burrow, we got Boyd, we got Chase, we got Duvernay, we got Hawkinson, we got Seattle D with Penny. I went ahead and threw D Harris in there.
In the flex?
Dame Harris.
Running back two.
Running back two.
Oh, instead of Josh Jacobs?
I haven't put Jacobs in yet.
Oh, okay.
I think Harris Jacobs is where we need to kind of discuss that. I think they're both really good plays this week, which Jacobs has a little bit more pass catching and doesn't share as much as Harris does, and is in a game that I like. If we play Jacobs, I also think we have enough room for. Do we? Man, we are right on the doorstep from being able to put Kelsey in the flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, $200 away.
That to me would be a great lineup.
I do like.
How much is Harris?
He's 50.
56. If we went down to Stevenson, it's another 100, and then we would need to find another 100, probably in our defense if we didn't go with C. But I like Seattle.
I do think Seattle's a smart play. I do think
they haven't scored less than 7 points.
You know, there's a chance Jameis doesn't play this week.
Yeah, which
also makes him still a good play, but they don't throw the ball quite as much.
But I just love if Jameis plays. He just throws interceptions.
I agree. I like Jameis. Now the question is, is Kelsey somebody we want to try to cram in our lineup? Right now, there's Cook is available, Hollywood Brown. I don't love that price. I don't love anybody in the CD Lamb we could fit in if we wanted, but we're not playing any Rams, so I don't know.
I went a little different direction. At tight end, I went with Zach Ertz. It's a revenge game at home against Philly. He's fairly cheap, and I ran it back with A.J. Brown because that's another high-scoring game. It's 49 points. I don't know, just food for thought.
And who did that leave you in the running back spot?
I went with Jeff Wilson Jr., but I think you could still go. I think they're the same price as no. Harris is $100 more. You could definitely play Harris still. So I could take out Wilson Jr. and I could put in Harris or Jacobs even for that matter. Either one.
I like all three of those plays, to be honest. What do you think over there, producer?
I really want to get Hawkinson in the tight end.
Okay. I left him in there. Then I think we're going to play Hawkinson. Let's running back with Harris, right?
Yeah.
And then that leaves us.
We got 7,500. So.
I mean, I really wish we could get Kelsey in, but we're not playing Jacobs, so it's not as important to get Kelsey in.
But I do like.
I do like the A.J. Brown play.
I like. Is there a defense that you guys like under 2,300? Because if there is, we can get Kelsey in. Because I like that too.
You like Kelsey right with Jacobs, or do you like Kelsey?
Well, so we'd have to go with either. So I have Harrison, and if we went with a 2,300 defense, we can get Kelsey in the flex, or we can go Stephenson, which I might have said his name wrong again. Stevenson, who's 5,500, and we can go with a defense that is 2,400.
It's tough choices. I don't necessarily.
Do we have to play Penny? I mean, are we all in agreement on Penny, or do we want to pivot somewhere else?
I would rather pay if we were going to play Penny, I would rather play. I want to get Olave in there, and I don't think we're going to have that.
Yeah, we don't have to play Penny.
How much is Olave?
He's 5,700, I believe.
If we played instead of, hold on.
I wish.
Jeez, why am I doing this? If we went Olave instead of Boyd, that leaves us 7,000. And now we have like, I mean, we've got CeeDee Lamb, Evans, Fournette, DK Metcalf, Waddle. We got some options here.
Yeah.
So right now we're sitting at Burrow, Penny, and then who's the other running back?
Harris,
Harris,
Chase,
Duvernay,
Olave.
Olave, Hawkinson, and then we got 7,000 at the flex, and you're
I
thinking
mean, we got a lot of options. We got people to talk about here.
And whose defense we were at? Still on Seattle?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Let me get there. Okay. Yeah. I'm a big CD Lamb fan as a one-off. I think Mike Evans is a one-off. Fournette is a one-off. Is a really
I
good
think
player.
Christian Kirk is a one-off too this week.
We could run Andrews back in that Cincinnati build.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, that definitely frees up a lot of flexibility with this lineup. If we
So Godwin was a high projected ownership this week, right?
Yeah, he was. He was cheap.
How much is he?
I think he's 5,900, I believe.
5,900.
Yeah.
I don't hate Duvernay and Andrews.
Yeah.
You think that's too much of that?
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, I don't think it's too much because Duvernay's so cheap, especially if Bateman's out.
Yeah.
It doesn't correlate. It doesn't affect it that
I feel
much.
like we've funneled all of Baltimore's passing game if Bateman's out, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like Bateman might be out because he didn't practice today.
I mean, in the lineup we built, Andrews makes the most sense. I'm not saying we have to. I'm ready to play Ray's League like a cash game where we just fit everybody in the spots we want to put them in. If they correlate, they correlate. If they don't, they don't, right? But if we're playing lineups that make sense, Andrews makes a lot of sense in this lineup. To be honest,
I like Evans too, though.
Evans does too. And
Yeah, I like Evans too.
you know who else makes – well, we already have – yeah. I like Evans too, actually.
So Evans had 10 targets last week, 2 touchdowns, and I watched that whole game.
Yeah, this
it
is
was
a great
it
spot
was
for him.
clear that he is Tom Brady's most reliable
I'd
guy.
just roll with Evans.
That's who I
Yeah.
put in. I think he makes the most
The
sense.
matchup's good against Atlanta.
Plus, we're getting another piece of another game we like.
Got another question.
What we got here?
Guys, should I trade Cooper Kupp and Miles Sanders for Justin Jefferson, Brees Hall, and Romeo Doubs?
No,
No.
no.
Keep Cooper Kupp.
Keep Cooper, and the other player is great too.
Yeah, Sanders has been picking it up a little bit.
Yep.
For where you drafted Sanders, you're getting great value. So
So we had Jefferson. Who was the other one? Brees Hall and
Romeo Doubs.
yeah, that's not enough.
Hall's
That's not
banged up. He's not turned it on like. I mean, right now Carter could be the number one.
No, I think Brees Hall is. I think
Clearly
he's-
the number one?
I think he's more each week
Becoming more than number
becoming
one.
more and more the number one.
We can't hear you very well, Juice.
I'm sorry. I think Brees Hall is becoming more and more the number one.
Another good trade though.
Yeah, I mean it's not a lopsided trade by any means. I would be more inclined to keep Cooper Kupp. He's almost matchup proof.
Yeah, definitely. You know he's 29 years old. How much longer do you
I
think?
love
Kupp's-
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, how many more years do you think he has?
I think it's hard not to play Cooper Kupp in this week's lineup.
Oh yeah.
He's so expensive though, so they're making it easier on us.
I mean, dude, his team scored 9 points last week, and he got 14 catches for 122 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Their offense didn't even do much.
no, they didn't do anything.
But Kupp still had a huge
Had a
game.
huge game. He had
Yeah.
29 DraftKings points.
Kupp will be in my lineup, I think, this week. I can't see.
I like
him.
It's
Kupp
hard.
too.
I mean, it's yeah.
So we like this lineup.
Yeah.
Burrow, Harris, Penny, Chase, Duvernay, Olave,
Good job.
Hawkinson, Evans, and Seahawks. That's what we got.
Right.
I mean, I think I like it. I mean,
I think I like it, and I think the only reason why we should change it is if there's an injury.
yeah.
I mean, we got to watch Hawkinson. Boy, if Hawkinson's out, that high-powered Detroit offense isn't as high-powered anymore. We'd agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
If they don't have St. Brown, Hawkinson,
No,
you think they're just going to keep just turning?
I think-
Whoever they throw out there is going to
yeah,
produce.
that's what we thought last week, and we were proven wrong. I think they'll figure it out. Detroit is a good offensive team.
I agree.
They are a bad
They-
defensive
It
team.
requires them having their good offensive players out.
But the offensive players that they had last week was great. I mean, if
I'm
they
saying-
lost,
But Hawkinson had 40 fantasy points last week. I'm saying without, you take that out of the lineup, you still think they're a good.
Let me ask you this: who is Detroit's backup tight end?
I have no
There
idea.
you go. There you go.
Doesn't
I
mean
just can't imagine Josh Reynolds and who was the other one, Khalif or whatever, Raymond Khalif. And
the cool
Khalif
thing.
Raymond.
The cool thing
Khalif
about
Raymond.
having no like
I
lead
do like
dude
Goff though.
is that the defense doesn't know who to guard because everyone's on the board. They can't double anybody because there's nobody that they know to favor. And Goff still figures it out. I mean, he's been an awesome quarterback. Like their offense is awesome. And Goff proved last week that he can get it done even without his best pieces.
I do think Goff's playing really well.
He's playing really good. And they'll probably be losing, just like they are against everyone. So the opportunity for somebody to score points is going to be there.
I'm not convinced they're going to be losing. I mean, New England's playing the next drink from Starbucks, Bailey Zappi. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
But Detroit is
he's
so
their
bad.
third string quarterback, dude.
I know.
mean,
I understand that. Whenever Penny this past week had his 2 long runs, the hole that he got through was bigger than this room.
Okay, just to answer my question, you know who the tight end is for Detroit?
yeah, tell me.
Brock Wright. Do
Brock
we know who
Wright?
Brock Wright
I
is?
have no idea who Brock.
I think
it
he
sounds
was
like
bagging groceries at the
if
Reese's
Hawkinson's
last
not
week.
playing, it sounds like he's gonna
So
get
did Hawkinson
50 yards.
practice yesterday.
It says
I think he's going to play.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
I
play.
do think he's going to play.
I
For
got,
what
we got
it's
a couple
worth.
questions while you guys are looking that up. Hey guys, would you start Ramon or Harris? Half PPR. I have both. Can only start one. Boy, that's a question we're trying to figure out ourselves. What's that? CKAC Sports. I think that's a fair question. I'm leaning Harris. I think producers leaning Harris.
Yep.
I think Juice likes Stevenson a little bit, don't you?
No, God, I don't know who to like. That's where I'm struggling. It's it really depends if Harris gets in the box. If he gets a touchdown, then it's Harris.
Does
Yeah.
anybody
If
know
he
who
doesn't,
gets the red zone attempts?
It's Harris.
Harris.
He's
Okay.
gotten like 13 touchdowns in the last 15 games.
So I'd go Harris. Yeah.
I like Harris.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Miles, I believe.
Like and
want to
subscribe.
trade Jonathan Taylor. Who do you think I could get for him? You know, the player that if I had Taylor and was looking to trade him, I think the guy that I might try to circle is Chase.
Yeah.
He's also not had quite the year that everybody's expecting. With a hurt Taylor, you're not going to get Chase.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade Taylor right now because you're going to get minimum value
You're
for
gonna
him.
get pennies on the dollar. for him.
Put him on the bench.
Yeah,
Wait
wait
till he
till
gets
a big
back,
week.
has a big game, and then
Yeah.
ship him off for somebody. A guy, I think Chase is a good one. Adams might be a good one. A receiver that I think has had some of their lower output games for the season already.
Chase's value is a little bit lower than it should be right now
St.
too.
Brown might be a good trade right now. They're both hurt.
I think you could get St. Brown and something else for Jonathan Taylor.
I think I'd try and get like a penny and another decent wide receiver.
He
for
said he
Taylor.
also has T. Higgins. Well, I'd hold on to T. I think T is an alpha. They have 2 alpha receivers.
What is what's his name?
Miles?
Miles. I think so. Jonathan Taylor's injured. St. Brown is injured. I bet you get a St. Brown and something else package.
Yeah.
Try
And
that. I mean,
and
St.
that
Brown's
would be
injured. Yeah, that's who I'd go after. I'd go after some running back you like and St. Brown maybe. Looking for a running back. If you're going to trade Jonathan Taylor,
You
you're
could
looking
probably get Penny and St. Brown.
yeah, Penny. You guys like Penny in the future? His future?
I've liked Penny in
I have
the
a lot of
offseason.
him, so I get to hear him.
I mean, you might try and get Derrick Henry straight up.
Yeah, you could do
for
that.
Jonathan
Derrick
Taylor.
Henry straight up.
That one might be tough right now with the injury.
That is true.
But again, I would wait. I'd bench him, wait till he's healthy, and then start looking for some trades.
Another guy you might look at is Nick Chubb.
Yeah. I love Chubb. He's not going anywhere.
You got to remember, like, Watson's coming back at some point. Like,
Yeah.
They could be really good at
Chubb's
that.
been the
be
most
really good.
consistent
Yeah.
running back so far this year. So if you could get Chubb straight up, that'd probably actually be perfect.
Okay, as we wrap some of this up, let's play some games. Favorite quarterback well, I think we know the answer. Favorite quarterback under 7,000, not named Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, mine's Goff.
Okay, so what's Cup?
Goff.
Goff. What's he? 60.
He's 6,100.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Jared
Juice,
Goff.
what's yours? What's your second?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's another good.
6K. There's a lot of good quarterbacks this week under 7K.
Yeah, that's why I pointed that out. I think there's a lot to pick from. We talked about favorite quarterback over 8K, and I think we all kind of were leaning. I like Baltimore. I'm going with that game.
I probably got to do Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say that is Baltimore, based
Lamar.
off the Baltimore, based off the information that I just looked up, has not done well against Cincinnati. So Lamar Jackson actually might be a bust this week.
Ooh, okay. Maybe a bust this week.
Another guy I like this week that he's a little bit under 8K, but I like Patrick Mahomes at 7,900.
Yeah.
I like that too.
I think that's a good game.
He's at home Monday night. I mean,
Okay, let's do. There's a lot of these. Favorite running back in the sixth from 5,500 to
it's
6,500.
loaded. I think you should go even a little bit lower.
Okay, so let's go from 5,000 up. Who's your favorite running back? There's a bunch of choices.
From 5 to what?
5,000 up.
Let's just say 5,000 up. So
Okay.
let's say 5,000 taking out the 7,800. So 5,000 to 7,800. So
Okay, all right.
take out Eckler, take out Mixon, take out those guys. So because there's a bunch of guys right in that same price point. I like Wilson. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. getting all those touches is a good play. He's a tough run. They're tough to run it back with anybody with Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So he might just be a one-off you want to stick in your
Yeah,
lineup.
I like
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson. I would have to say
Harris or
James Robinson because I feel like the game
so
script's
many of them. There's so many of them. That's going to be the tough part of this week is picking. I don't think very many people are going to play up on running back, and I think they're choosing the right two for out of Penny, Harris, Stevenson.
Yeah. So let me say this about James Robinson. This is why I'm
Wilson,
picking him.
Robinson.
He's 6,300. He's playing basically the worst run defense in the league, which is Houston. So the game script in my mind is going to be played in his favor, where he's going to get a little bit more opportunity
I do think-
to score
I
some
agree with that.
points.
Are you scared of Etienne?
No.
Not right now?
No.
Okay, what's your favorite juice in that range?
God, there's so many good guys. I don't know. I think Kareem Hunt's he's gonna have a 2-touchdown week this week.
Yeah. So that you're changing my lineup in my brain a little bit. I had Chubb in a lot of my lineups, but if you like Hunt to score 2 touchdowns, I don't want Chubb in my lineup. Well, that's good. That's going to free me up elsewhere. Okay, who's the smash high up echelon receiver this week?
Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, I think that's mine for sure. I think Chase also smashes.
I like Justin
Yep.
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson smash against Chicago.
Home Chicago, yeah.
So nobody said Tyreek Hill. They're playing the Jets, and Waddle may be out.
He's a little banged up though. isn't
Yeah,
he?
it did look like.
they're both a little banged up.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna. My next question is,
And they don't have Tua. They have.
who's your favorite dirt receiver this week? Let's say under 4,500. That guy from Miami, Trent Sedgefield. Did I get anyone?
Trey Sherfield, I think.
I think he could be a good play if both Waddle and Hill are banged up. We've got the backup quarterback in there, so we got second string thrown to second string possibly.
You said
So-
under 4,500.
Yeah, who do you like? Mine was dirt cheap. I gave you 3,300, I think.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything right now.
What about Duvernay?
Oh yeah, Duvernay. We played him. I like him, especially if Bateman's not playing. I could definitely. Yeah, that's why.
What
we
about
picked
the
him.
guy on your? You seem to love the Jags. What about Agnew or whatever the guy that's caught?
So Agnew kind of felt a little fluky. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same thing over and over again.
Juice, you gotta-
especially if Zay Jones is back this week.
You got a dirt receiver
Yeah,
you like?
I love George Pickens this week.
Oh wow, he's
yeah,
coming
Pickens.
on. He seems to be coming on.
They had to change a quarterback. Pickett's now the guy. They were doing all the work in preseason together.
He got what 8 targets last
Yeah.
week, and like 6 of them came in
Yeah.
the half that Pickett played.
Yep.
I love that pick. I love George Pickens.
Yeah, we all kind of agree on
with Pickett. He had that Odell Beckham catch. Do you guys see that? Yeah, he looks like a stud.
He is a stud. I mean,
Yeah.
like in terms of measurables, he's up there with just about anybody. But
He had 8 targets last
yeah,
week.
I think Pickett likes him, and I think that's all you need to know. And they're going to be playing from behind. So
Yeah.
they're going to have to throw the ball a
Okay,
bunch.
so we got one long question before we get out of here. What running back should I target for Christian Kirk? He's on my bench at the moment, unless
Amon Ra is out this week.
This
Need a third running back on the roster who can also flex now if I trade Kirk and Amon Ra doesn't play.
trade Kirk. I think Josh Jacobs would be a good someone to maybe try to target. For
Josh
Kirk.
Josh Jacobs' value might be a little higher
Too
than
high?
it should be this week.
Hall, maybe Brees Hall.
I think
Brees
Brees Hall
Hall
would
probably be a good
yeah,
pick.
I think
Yeah.
he's great.
What about Pierce? Damon Pierce.
Pierce
Yeah.
Pierce
Yeah.
could probably be a pretty even trade there.
I think those are the guys I'd be looking at.
Yeah.
What about J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins would be a good. I think he's going to have a great rest of the season.
They tried getting Hall, but they said no. Okay. Dobbins.
Well, you're in the right track.
Yeah.
I think.
Ben, like and subscribe if you can for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one
Ben-
more question, too. Who wins this trade? PPR. Aaron Jones and Tony Pollard for Swift.
Ooh, I like Swift.
Yeah, I like Swift. Once he's healthy, I feel like he's a top 3 running back
Yeah.
possibly.
For a team that might be building depth, both Jones and Pollard. I mean, I think Pollard is eventually going to take over full. I think at some point they shut.
These are all really good trades.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys come up with good trades. I say that all the time. I
Greg,
think they're going
thanks
to
for the
shut
question.
Elliott down at some point. I feel like. How many more years do they have on that contract?
I don't
Who?
know.
The Ezekiel.
Pollard's
Elliott.
going to take it over, I think.
1 or 2 more years.
Did we just
10
get
team half PPR. Thomas Montgomery for Higgins and Bateman.
Ooh, I say yes on that one.
who is it? Who is the other one?
Thomas
Bateman.
and Montgomery for Higgins and Bateman. I'd rather have the Higgins
Thomas
and
and
Bateman side.
Montgomery for Higgins and
I
Bateman.
think Higgins is a great receiver.
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah.
have Higgins and Bateman.
Yeah.
You're basically getting 2 number 1 receivers.
I mean, Higgins has proven over the last 2 seasons, even with Chase there, that he's a 20-point per game type of
Yeah.
receiver. Yeah,
Bengals basically have 2 number 1s.
they really do. He would be an alpha on any
Yeah,
other team.
he's
You put
1B.
T. Higgins on Jacksonville, and he is literally killing it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, hey guys, we really enjoyed the questions. It looks like we're getting some more interaction during the show.
Yeah.
We'll try to be Thursday or Friday every week, depending on work schedules. I've got a tough work schedule next week. We got to look at. But anyway, enjoyed the show. Sorry, we'll try to get it edited down to 1 show before we release it for those of you who are going to watch it not live. Anyway, any final thoughts as we before I hit the button and we get out of here?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. I can't think of anything else other
I
than
just want to get out of the cellar.
Yes, we
Yeah.
just need to have a good
we
week.
just got to have a good week.
We need to have a confidence building week, right? We just need over 150 to feel good.
yeah.
Like,
No, I think we're going to do well.
70.
I feel like we've just had really, really bad luck. And
Yeah.
I think we're due.
I
So,
agree. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you
Thanks
next
for
week.
the sub.
And we'll get some shorts released for you
Yep.
all, and we appreciate the likes and subscribes and the watching of the shorts. So let us know if you guys need anything from us.
See you next week.
See you guys.
This is the part where we head bob our way out of here.
You do.
I do. Well, Juice has helped me out now.
Let us up. Nice. Okay. What are we at now?
118.
Really?
Wow, we got 4
Yeah.
subs
During
during
the
that
show?
show.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys. If
That's
anyone's still
awesome.
listening.
Call to action. Good
That gives
idea,
me-
Juice.